What's going on, guys? This is the best credit cards that you must use for high-ticket e-commerce. Now, this applies to low-ticket e-commerce as well, but specifically for high-ticket e-commerce, this is very powerful, and you should definitely be utilizing some of these credit cards because you can get rewards, you can cash back, which is essentially free profit, free value or money to your business by just running your expenses through credit cards. So these are super powerful. Let's jump right into it. So real quick, these are the credit cards. So you can take this list, run with it. These are the international ones. These are the USA version. But if you want to see why these are on the list and some exceptional other good ones as well, stick to the end of this video. So number one is going to be Capital One Business Spark 2% Cash Plus. Very long name of a credit card, but this is 2% unlimited rewards, meaning that you can spend as much as you want and you'll earn 2% back. Also, currently with this card, there's a $1,200 cash bonus if you spend $30,000 in the first 3 months. If you're doing high ticket e-com, high ticket dropshipping like I recommend, this is easy peasy. You should be able to spend $30,000 in your first month. If you already have a store going on, but even 30K in the first 3 months is not that hard at all because of the expenses being more expensive, and with high ticket products, obviously the cost of good is more. So this is a charge card, meaning this must be paid in full. You should be always paying your credit cards in full anyways. You should not be paying any interest to the bank. That's how they earn money off you. You're trying to make money off the bank, not the other way around. So this card is $150 a year, which is it's a lot if you don't have a lot of money. But if you spend 150K per year, and if your store is doing 300K, 500K a month or a year, then this card is completely free. Virtual cards, employee cards, very simple, easy to use. I recommend this card. I have this card myself, and if I were to just pick one card to use for everything, this is the card. So on to card number 2, which is going to be Chase Business Inc. Preferred. And essentially with this card, this is 3 times points per every dollar you spend on up to $150,000 in spend per year. Also with the Business Preferred, you get 100,000 points for spending $8,000 in the first 3 months. These are what is called sign-up bonuses, which is a one-time bonus for getting a card and meeting those criteria. So this is easy peasy, especially for a high-ticket store. $95 annual fee, not that much at all. You get 3 points on shipping, advertising, internet, cable, phone, and travel. The most important part for a high ticket is going to be shipping and advertising. If you don't ship on your own accounts, this is not relevant, but advertising, very, very important. Employee cards, very simple, easy to use, and is perfect for advertising and shipping. Basically, you're earning 3% back on ads in money back to your business. You can also use the points for other stuff like gift cards, travel, transfer partners, and all that. And but the most valuable part is you're basically earning 3% on ads, and this card is a pretty good card for advertising spend. Next up is going to be American Express Business Gold, and with this card, this earns 4 points per dollar on the first 150,000 spend per year, just like the previous Chase Business Inc. Preferred. And with this card, you earn a $1,200 you earn a 70,000 point bonus for spending 10K in the first 3 months. Again, very easy for high ticket. The annual fee is the most expensive on this list at $375. However, I have this card myself. It used to not be that expensive, but now they give you like credits. Basically, with the credits, you have the only credits are usually really useful is like you can spend $20 a month on office supplies. That those credits, when you swipe the card, it discredits you back in a few days later, or you can use that credit for Grubhub. So for me, I just spend $20 to get some food every month for free with this card, and that's $120 worth of value every single year. So that kind of cuts out of the annual fee. But the most value part of this card is 4 times point on advertising, restaurants, gas stations, software, and cloud providers. You have to look into the fine details on what is supported, what isn't with Amex. So you just make sure you know that. Employee cards, it's perfect for advertising, and the points vary in value, but you only get this card if you plan on traveling. So I kind of fell into the trap of like Amex is good, just get the Amex anyways, but I don't really travel. So right now my points are really not that valuable if I were to just use something like a Cap One Spark 2% instead. but maybe I'm saving these cards for a future visit, business trip in the future. So I'm just saving my points for now. So those are the 3 cards I recommend if you're based in the US. Now, if you're international, I recommend 2 cards. Number 1 is going to be Shopify credit cards. So this is a relatively new credit card. You earn 3% back on top eligible spend category. So what does this even mean? So you earn 3% back on either advertising, shipping, or wholesale. So I recommend just if this is your only card, I would just stick with advertising. And wholesale really does not cover what you think it does. It does not. You can't pay your suppliers and expect 3% back. There's a lot of quirks with this card, so I would just stick with advertising, so you're insured to get 3% back. So also with this card, you get 56 days to pay off the purchase, so it can help with cash flow. But I don't really recommend waiting that long if you can. But if you're trying to scale, hey, there's that option. There's no credit check. You can have multiple cards, physical and virtual. And after you spend $100,000 in eligible purchases, for example, you spend 100K on ads in a given year, then everything else after that is 1% back. So Shopify credit card is decent if you're international and you can't get a credit card. The second international credit card that I recommend is going to be the Mercury IO credit card. So this one is a little bit more limited, but it does require you to put $25,000 into the bank account, or the Mercury bank account, for this card. So this card is free after you deposit 25K into the account, and it integrates with Mercury Bank, and there's 1.5% unlimited cash back on all spend. Nice and simple. And here are some honorable mentions. Now, these are on the list as honorable mentions. You can still use these cards, but if I were to just pick one card, I would just stick with the Capital One Business 2% cash back if you're in the US. If you're outside the US, then use a Shopify credit card if you just want one card. Now, if you want 2 cards, use the Capital One Business Spark, and I would just use the Chase Business Inc. Preferred, just because with these cards, you should probably only be paying $100 a year, and you should get tons of value. Make sure you always pay off your cards on time. The Amex Business Gold is a baller card, meaning like if you're spending crazy amounts on ads per year, then this could be worth it to you. And if you travel, of course. If you don't travel, stick with the cash back, just because you can get 10 to 20K if you're doing like $700 to $1 million per year, and that 10 to 20K or total annual cash back is free profit. That's tax free. As far as I know, cash back is not taxed. So make sure you use these cash back and use that for something that you can reinvest into yourself to make more money. So that's the entire purpose of credit cards. Ultimately, is don't get played by the bank and take advantage of the free cash back, because they're earning money on every time you swipe the card anyways. And they're praying that you don't pay off the card and rack up interest. So these honorable mentions right here, it's going to be Amex Blue Business Cash. So this is 2% cash back up to 50K of purchases per year, no annual fee, and then 1% afterwards. This is good if you are just beginning in business. When I got approved for this card, I got like a $10,000 limit, and then they eventually increased it to $20,000. So a limit is relatively generous, and 2% cash back on 50K of purchases per year is not a lot for high ticket. You might even use this up in a couple months of time if you're just brand new to business. And then we have Chase Inc. Business Unlimited. So if you're gonna go pretty hard on business and you want a free card, I would just pick the Chase Inc. Business Unlimited, just because there's no 50K purchase per year cap. You get less percentage, but like there's no cap, so you don't earn 1% afterwards. You just earn 1.5% unlimited cash back. And with this card, you get a $750 sign up bonus, means that's free cash after spending 6K in 3 months. Very decent card if you just want a one card, no annual fee, simple, easy to use. And the last one is a relatively new Chase card. It's called the Chase Inc. Business Premier. So this is 2.5% cash back, but only on purchases of more than $5,000. This is very interesting because for most businesses, this is not really applicable, but for high ticket, how can you use this? So for $5,000, you can have your supplier bill you when all the cards or all the expenses are already, instead of individual orders. that would be when this card would be most useful, is making sure the orders are above 5,000 so you get the full 2.5% cash back. And with Google Ads, you can also put a limit on how often it charges your card, and you want to change that limit to $5,000. So whenever your Google Ads bill is at $5,000, then it charges the card and you earn 2.5%. So if you don't want to deal with all that shenanigans and try to maximize your cash back, again, this card is nearly $200 a year. You do get $1,000 of cash sign-up bonus after spending $10K in, I believe, 3 months. But if you don't really want to worry about trying to maximize your cash back, again, just stick with the card that I love, the Cap One Business 2% cash back. It's a free card, and there's no credit limit. It's a little bit hard of a card if you don't have any business credit, but I guarantee you, once you get approved for this card, every other card is really not necessary. This is the one card that can do everything. So with that being said, the Chase Ink Business Premier is pretty decent if you can kind of manage the 5% purchases on every single swipe. But if you don't want to manage or deal with that, just go with the Capital One Business Spark. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to check out the free high-tech e-commerce community on School, link in the description. If you want to work with me, myself, and Marcus Lamb, founders of the High-Tech E-Com Launchpad program, there is a link to apply down below. I hope you guys took away value from this. As always, subscribe, drop a comment, and I'll see you guys in the next one.